Very good evening to all of you. I am Dr. Manju. In our today video, we will discuss about versatile nature of carbon. So what do you mean by versatile? Versatile means multi-talented. It means carbon has so many properties, and in our surrounding we see so many things are made up of carbon. Even we human beings and many other animals, or we say all the animals, the food that we intake, clothes, trees, furnitures, all the things are made up of carbon. So questions comes in mind is, what are the properties which make the carbon to be able to form the huge number of compounds? So carbon has two main property. Carbon has two main property that enable carbon to form an extensive range of compounds, and these two factors of the carbon are property 1 catenation and property 2 tetravalency. So here let's know what is the catenation and what is tetravalency. So first we will study about catenation. Catenation is a property of carbon atom to form bonds with other atoms of the carbon. So by this property of catenation, by which carbon atom form bonds with other atoms of the carbon, carbon can form large number of compounds. These compounds have long chain of carbons. These compounds have branched chain of carbon, and these compounds have carbon atoms arranged in a ring, or we can say cyclic chain compounds are also formed. In addition to these, carbon atoms may be linked by single bond, by double bond, or by triple bond. The carbon compounds in which carbon-carbon atoms are linked by single bonds, compounds are known as saturated compounds, whereas the compounds in which there is a double or triple bond between carbon-carbon atoms, such compounds are called unsaturated compounds. So here we are talking about the property of catenation, where carbon atom bound with another carbon atom. So this property of catenation is very high in carbon compounds. No other elements in periodic table exhibit this property of catenation to the extent seen in carbon compounds. Although silicon can form the compounds with hydrogen which have chain of up to 7 or 8 atoms, but these compounds are very reactive, while the compounds of carbon are very stable. Carbon-carbon bond is very strong and hence stable compounds. So this catenation property gives us large number of compounds where many carbon atoms are linked to each other. Second property of carbon, that is tetravalency. Tetravalency means 4 electrons in outermost shell. So first we will understand what do you mean by tetravalency. First, to understand the concept of tetravalency, we will discuss here some basic points. Atomic number of carbon is 6. So we will think what would be the distribution of electrons in various cells of the carbon, or how many valence electron will carbon have. Here we can see this is the carbon nucleus, and here 6 electron. How 6 electrons are distributed we can see here. In the first cell, that is K cell, there are 2 electrons, and in the second cell, that is L cell, there are 4 electrons. So electronic configuration of carbon is 2, 4. What is the valence electron? The number of electrons present in outermost shell are known as valence electron. So in case of carbon, how many valence electron? 4. So it's very clear, carbon has 4 electrons in outermost shell, so it is tetravalent in nature. Because carbon has a valency of 4, so it is capable of bonding with 4 other atoms of carbon or atom of some other monovalent element. We know carbon can form the bond by sharing of electrons, that is covalent bond. So carbon is capable of bonding with 4 other atoms of carbon or atoms of some other monovalent elements. Here we can see carbon can form compounds with oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, chlorine and many more other elements, giving rise to the compounds with specific properties. And these specific properties of these compounds are decided by the atoms, by the elements other than carbon. Here we can see the bonds that carbon form with most other elements. They are very strong, making these compounds exceptionally stable. Now, why these bonds are strong? Because of the small size of the carbon. Carbon is able to form the strong bond because of its small size. Carbon nucleus is able to hold the shared pair of electron very strongly. If the element having bigger size, then nucleus of the elements having bigger size cannot hold the shared pair of electron very strongly. That's why bonds formed by the elements having bigger atoms are much weaker. So this is all about the versatile nature of carbon. Carbon form huge number of compounds by these two properties. One is catenation and second we have discussed is tetravalency. So this is all about this video. Thanks for watching the video. Jai Hind.